Welcome to my home. Enter freely of your own will and leave some of the happiness you bring.
Hey my friends, welcome back to the Nightmare Cinema Club. And you clicked on the thumbnail, so you know we are covering Bram Stoker's Dracula that came out in 1992, directed by the great Francis Ford Coppola. It's... Okay, now it's starting to... There's bats in my studio! I'll see you guys in the video. Well, now that that's sorted, we can get back to the video. Now, I've said this in a previous clip of mine as well. Bram Stoker's Dracula came out in this movie that we're covering, came out in 1992. I mean, Bram Stoker's Dracula is one of the most adapted novels that's been adapted for film ever. There's been countless movies of this, and you know what I kind of like about this? This is actually one of my favorite Dracula films because it's a bit modern the way it was made, the stuff that they did in the movie. The movie doesn't completely follow the story that Bram Stoker wrote. There's a little bit of differences, like the love affair between Count Dracula and Mina. That's not mentioned in the novel at all. I mean, the novel came out in 1897. Jeez, it's a long time ago. But that specific love story wasn't in the original novel. But I think the way that Francis Ford Coppola wrote this thing and made the movie basically his own, that gave it a nice little twist, and I like that stuff, and it just bettered the movie for me. I love the whole movie, but I think the favorite scene that I love the most is the intro, which is also not in the novel, but this whole intro with the great Anthony Hopkins narrating about Count Dracula and how they went to fight the Turks and how Mina got word of Count Dracula being killed, and then, you know, what follows after that. It's great. It's so good. If you haven't seen this, you should find this and check this out. I mean, great actors. Keanu Reeves is in it, Anthony Hopkins, Winona Ryder, Gary Oldman plays Dracula brilliantly. He's a brilliant actor. I mean, I saw Gary Oldman recently in another old movie. It's called Immortal Beloved. It's not a horror, but he plays the part of Ludwig van Beethoven, and Gary Oldman he's such a great method actor, and he plays Dracula to a T. I think again why I love this movie so much is because I love history, and I mean, Dracula, a lot of people confuse Dracula that he was Vlad the Impaler, which is not true. I mean, Bram Stoker based him on Vlad the Impaler, but Vlad wasn't Dracula. But the story is very simple. We start off with Anthony Hopkins narrating about how Dracula became what he became. Jonathan Harker, played by Keanu Reeves, is sent to Transylvania to see Count Dracula because Count Dracula wants to buy some properties in London. But then something weird starts. The relationship gets off quite nice, but you can see that this old man, he has plans. And then he sees a photograph of Mina, which is Jonathan Harker's love interest, but he realizes that it's actually the woman, Elisabetta. It's maybe a reincarnation of her, and he vows to go to London and steals Mina's heart because she's the incarnation. No, it sounds confusing, but yeah, so he basically keeps Jonathan Harker a prisoner in the castle. He drains his blood, and you know, his beautiful vampire women people who work for him or something. I mean, there's also one of my favorite actresses. It's an Italian actress by the name of Monica Bellucci. Oh, beautiful woman, beautiful woman. But she plays one of the temptresses. They keep Jonathan Harker at bay while Count Dracula goes to England. I mean, Mina, at that point in the movie, she's staying with her friend Lucy. Lucy is a little bit of a... says big laws, you know. She's a bit... ooh, look at me. But later on in the story, I mean, she has a lot of men that's interested in her. I mean, there's Jack Seward. There's Quincy... what the hell was Quincy's surname? I don't know, but there's a guy named Quincy. And there's Lord Alpha Hemmingwood, which Lucy settles on because I think it's about money. She doesn't want a cowboy and she doesn't want a doctor who's addicted to morphine. But later on in the story, Mina meets Count Dracula. They start having this affair. Count Dracula stalks Lucy. He bites her. He turns her into one of his minions. Jonathan Harker eventually escapes from the castle and heads back to London. After Lucy is bitten, now this is where we see Anthony Hopkins come into the story. He plays the part of Dr. Van Helsing, Abraham Van Helsing, and plays it brilliantly. Again, I mean, it's Anthony Hopkins, one of the greatest actors ever. And we have this whole story that finally they chase Dracula back to his castle after he made a lot of cuck. He bit people, but I think as a person who loves doing videos, now this is just my personal opinion, I think why I love this movie so much. Movies nowadays, they are so oversaturated with effects, special effects, and that doesn't make a movie great. What I like about this movie is they used no computer effects, none whatsoever. It was all practical effects. Everything was done on set, in camera, like the old filmmakers used to do. They used camera tricks and panned the camera upside down, or they did all this stuff practically. And I think me as a guy who loves movies, and that's cool. I really love it. I love doing some of my own effects practical as well. I mean, it's just more fun. But my friends, I'm not going to spoil the movie for you. I'm not going to tell you how it ends. It's kind of sad how the movie ends. Like the tagline says in this movie, love never dies. Well, but if you haven't seen this, you should check this out. It was directed by, like I said, Francis Ford Coppola. Came out in 1992. Personally, my favorite Dracula movie. The original with Bela Lugosi, I mean, that's going to always be a classic. The ones that Christopher Lee did, classics, absolute classics. But this one, I grew up watching this one. I mean, I don't know how many times I saw this movie in my life, but it was a lot. And I still watch it to this day. So check it out, guys. But like always, my friends, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for joining me in this little look back at Bram Stoker's Dracula. And hit that like button, hit that share button, hit the notifications, and I will see you guys in the next one. You guys take care of yourselves, and like I always say, my friends, keep well, be safe, and enjoy the fear. Cheers, my friends.